No, unless you have several of these things. Number 1 is frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. An example of this is the person who may seem to read into things too easily. Things that you say are interpreted to mean that you're done with them or that you're abandoning them in some way. Number 2, a pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships, characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and devaluation. In this kind of relationship, the person with borderline personality disorder may at one point think that you're the best thing ever and you can do nothing wrong. And then the next moment or the next day, you're the worst thing ever, the exact opposite. Number 3 is an identity disturbance. You have a markedly persistent or unstable self-image or sense of self. This kind of identity disturbance occurs at a deep level, and not to be confused with whether you're not sure if you're meant to be a teacher or an astronaut. This is a confusion about core identity issues like your gender or your sexuality or even your spirituality. Now, I tiptoe around this because I don't want you to walk away thinking that anyone who wants to change their gender has borderline personality disorder. In fact, as I mentioned before, an important thing to remember with this is that the diagnosis is based on a grouping of symptoms of the things that I've listed. So you need 5 of them. And it's not that anyone who's angry, say, has borderline personality disorder, or anyone who's ever cut themselves must be borderline. It's about having multiple things that fall into this category and having it present a problem for you in many ways, not just in one relationship. Number 4 is impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially self-damaging. Some examples of this could be reckless spending or reckless sexuality, drug abuse, or binge eating. Number 5 would be recurrent suicidal behavior, gestures, or threats, or even self-mutilating behavior. And this would be things like cutting yourself or taking overdoses of pills even though you don't really want to die. You're just responding to internal distress, and that's why you're doing these things. Number 6 would be an unstable reactive mood, and this would be things like episodic low mood, irritability, or anxiety that usually lasts a few hours or a few days. And this is one of the key differences between borderline personality and bipolar disorder, and I'll expand on that after I get through the criteria. Number 7 is chronic feelings of emptiness, and this is one of the reasons people with borderline personality disorder cut themselves. It's a coping mechanism to help them feel real. Some people will cut themselves, though, to relieve tension. Number 8 is inappropriate intense anger or difficulty controlling anger. And this can look like temper tantrums, constant anger, or physical fights. So number 9 and the last one is transient stress-related paranoid ideation or severe dissociative symptoms. Clinicians sometimes call these micropsychotic episodes. They're not full-blown psychosis, but they're close. And if you don't know what psychosis is, I'll have a link for you in the corner that on a video where I've talked about or defined psychosis. But let me explain what dissociation is. Dissociation happens when a person disconnects with their present situation. And this disconnection can be from the current environment or from their thoughts or even from themselves. And an example of this is a person who's been subjected to repeated physical or sexual abuse. And one of the ways they cope to deal with the act at the time is just to mentally pull away as if it's not really happening to them. And that's one of the ways that they can deal with getting through it. Well, with borderline personality disorder, dissociation happens a lot in different circumstances.